Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the first edition of Androids and Alligators. Is that too loud? I feel like I'm really loud right now.
I feel like you're fine.
Anyways, welcome to the first ever episode of Androids and Alligators. I'm your host, Andrew, a.k.a. A3K. And joined today, my co-host is going to be Josh Michaels. Josh, how are you today?
I'm doing lovely.
We got a new podcast setup going on.
It's beautiful.
Went out to Guitar Center, threw down some of my hard-earned buckaroos.
Well,
and,
I don't think it was hard earned. Some of it fell in your lap.
Earned buckaroos, nonetheless.
Okay. All right.
Buccarinis, and I purchased some equipment, and now it's on. So I want to say, first off, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Bill Burritos. First episode, it's a new product he's testing out, and I'm excited that Bill Burritos is not hosting, but they are sponsoring,
Supporting.
and they're big supporters of the podcast. What's your favorite Bill Burrito?
I like the. I like the chimichanga.
Chimichanga. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think the name's a little.
It's not. It's
a little cheesy, but
like
so are the burritos.
Like the burritos. So are the burritos.
Bill Burritos is a hot, spicy new sponsor, sponsor of our podcast,
Yes.
and very happy to have them on board. Also, I wanted to give a big shout out to Wells Fargo. More importantly, I want to give a big shout out to Gutierrez, whoever you are. Thank you for suing Wells Fargo and including me in that class action lawsuit and providing all this beautiful equipment that we now have in our possession.
Yeah, see, when you sue somebody, it can have benefits for other people that you're not even aware are going to benefit from it.
It was like a $260 million lawsuit.
Wow.
And he's like, dude, A3K, get on this shit. I got you, dog.
I got you.
He got me and a bunch of other people, apparently.
That's good, man.
So thank you to Gutierrez for suing Wells Fargo. They were doing some shady business, dude.
I don't bank with them, so I wouldn't know.
I banked with them in like 2010. And what they would do is they would charge the big things first, and then all the little things that would occur, overdrafts, would be charged after that.
Ooh.
Really shady stuff, but they've been caught for some really shady stuff.
Well, now look, you got all this beautiful stuff because of it.
Now look at it. I'm like a big boy now.
It's like you're a big boy.
Drew boy.
You've been a boy for a long time.
I've been a regular boy.
You're my little Drew boy. You're my little Drew boy. I feel like I had to enunciate it.
Yeah,
again.
make sure you don't say Jew boy.
No, yeah. The first time I feel like it was very easy to misinterpret that. So you are my little Drew boy.
Little Drew boy. I like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys might know me. My name is Andrew. Should I say last name?
Why not?
Andrew Gomez. Sounds weird.
Why? That's how you go up on stage.
Well,
Andrew Gomez.
my name is Andrew Gomez, and I go by A3K. And then, like I said, Josh Michaels is here. Josh, tell us a little bit about you.
Josh Magic Michaels, aka the bad boy of comedy, coming at you live. Just slashing tires, fucking. You know me, just living a 4-door lifestyle right now. Life in the fast lane, literally. Just
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Let's see what else. I don't know.
Getting that Wi-Fi on the low.
Getting that. I'm a scub rat. Starbucks for life. Shout out for your Wi-Fi. Thank you, dog.
What is this character you're doing now?
I don't know.
Is this a bit?
I don't know. He's me.
Is that you? Is that how you want to be?
He's me. He's who I want to be. He's not who I want to be. He's who I think. He is who I think other people perceive me to be.
Just someone that's like shouts out to Lowe's, shouts out to Planet Fitness. Y'all know who you are.
Shout out to Planet Fitness for letting me shower. Shout out to Lowe's for letting me use your Wi-Fi.
On the down lows.
On the down lows. And you get great uploads and downloads.
Uploads and downloads.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah, that's just who I am. I'm all about that. Oh, I'm your Kessler.
Kess.
The big K, special K. They call me.
K. all up in the music scene.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about me.
Have you got sponsored by Kessler yet?
I'm working on it. I'm working really hard trying to. If you guys know anybody that can contact me with anybody that can come in with Julius Kessler himself, you just.
He might be dead, but
well,
maybe Junior's alive.
I assume that if he drank this, He's for sure dead, or he lived forever.
That's probably the secret sauce.
This is probably the elixir that will sustain human life for years past what the human body is supposed to.
He's actually 400 years old.
Or he got cirrhosis and died very young.
That's probably what happened.
And this is just a picture of what they assumed he'd look like at that age. He died when he was 14.
He looks like the grandpa from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
He looks
Factory.
a little Mexican to me.
Does he Mexican?
His name is Julius. I don't know what kind of name is that.
I don't know.
Or
Orange?
name that
Maybe his first name is Orange Julius.
Orange Julius Kessler. Smooth ass milk is, or as silk, whatever you want to call it. But shout out to Kessler. We'll get there.
You're endorsing them. So
Yeah.
I feel like they should repay the favor.
I feel like I can't even tell you how many bottles I go in. I order Kessler. I tell everyone I know in my personal life to go get Kessler. How many bottles, people pull off the shelf and literally the cashiers blow the dust off. Dust it off. And shout out to Kessler. I'm here waiting for you.
Now, when you're mixing Kessler, what do you like to mix it with? You take it straight?
I mean, I feel like it's impossible to take Kessler straight.
It is.
No. Actually, here's a very fun fact. I don't know how true this is. I don't know what character that was either, but this is a real fact.
Are we talking to Josh yet? Or?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
sorry
cool.
It took so long. Hey, what's up?
What's
I'm
up, dude?
here. I don't know how true this is, but apparently someone that I know, their dad or their grandfather or father is like a connoisseur of whiskey. It's like a whiskey connoisseur, just loves all types of whiskey.
Okay.
And when Kessler was brought up, refused to call it a whiskey. Not because of how cheap it is, but because apparently a long time ago when Kessler first came out, and I think what caused it to lose its popularity was they found out that it wasn't pure whiskey. It was like they would cut it with vodka.
What? No.
That's what this person told me, and I didn't bother to look it up. So
We got to look that up.
apparently Kessler is cut with vodka, which is still better than cutting it with like water or something.
Might as cut it with more alcohol, I'd say.
Yeah, but even if it is cut with vodka, who gives a fuck?
The only thing... Well, because he's like a purist, maybe? A connoisseur is what you
probably.
said? When I think of connoisseur, I think of it's like a dinosaur.
A connoisseur.
Connoissaurus,
yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. Look that up. We'll probably have to look that up. Fact check that.
Well, someone we'll fix this in editing.
We'll look it up. But it doesn't bother me. I feel like that was supposed to hurt my feelings, and it doesn't.
Well, because when you're talking to the Kess man, nothing.
Kess man is too close to the cast man. Let's call me Special K. Okay.
When you're talking to Special K, you can't break his spirit. It's too. I think Kessler, if you're listening, Dr. Kessler. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways,
talk to him. There's nothing wrong with you cutting your vodka with whiskey, buddy. If that's just how you like to get drunk, that's how you like to get drunk.
maybe they tried it for a little bit and were like, nah, let's just go back to regular stuff. We're getting a bad name. And the connoisseuruses went extinct.
All the connoisseuruses.
And the name of Kessler went down with all those extinct connoisseuruses.
You can't have that. But either way, true or not, you still got my loyalty. You still got my heart, my soul, my spirit.
Down to your Kesses.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Every bottle of Kess begins with K. Okay, I just want to let you know that.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I've known you for a while. How long have I known you for, Josh?
I feel like it's almost coming up on 2 years. I feel like
It is actually.
Yeah.
It is. We met just because this is my podcast, so
this is all you.
we're gonna go through this whole. We're gonna go down this road all over again.
Let's do it. It's exciting. We haven't gone down this road in a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long while. But so we met about 2 years ago at the world famous in the San Gabriel Valley Continental Room in beautiful Glendora, California.
Beautiful. Route 66. It's historic.
66. It's historic.
Historic Route 66.
And they have a wonderful meatloaf, I hear.
The Continental?
Yes.
Never ate there.
We're usually there after dining hours, but I hear their meatloaf is to die for, and I think some of the people that go to the Continental have died there while eating it. Yes,
I'm like that has to be a true statement.
Old people eat there, yes,
because it's like I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Like people that go to Marie Callender's, like they frequent Marie Callender's, they go into Continental and go like, "This is too old for us."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like we're gonna go with.
We're gonna go back to Marie Callender's where all the young people hang out,
and those young people are like 50,
yeah.
40.
Yeah.
So we met at the Continental Room. We were both doing comedy around the same time, and we kind of just hit it off, dude.
Hit it off.
You were funnier at the time. You were honing your craft. How long did you do like recon work?
Well, that's the thing.
Because I know you were going, but you weren't like going
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it was always like something that I'd wanted to do, but I hear a lot of stories about people just jumping right in, and I didn't think that was the smartest thing to do.
Believe me, I know.
So I first before I started even going to open mics, I would go to like L.A. local comedy shows. Like I would go to see The Meltdown with Jonah and Camille. With my girlfriend at the time, and we would go every Wednesday, like religiously. We would go.
Really?
And I would buy all the artwork from all the shows, all the posters that were like screen printed by this guy named Dave Clock. We got to know everybody there, the regulars, the audience members, and we were like a family. And you just realize that there's this comedy nerd. There's these comedy nerds in LA that just love comedy.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like learned more about that world and learned about all these like secret shows and all these where you could see like really high caliber comedians. Like we got to sit in the audience and we got to watch, like the comics that I like John Mulaney would come through and Bo Burnham would come through. And
those are huge.
Rory Scovel and Ron Funches and obviously Jonah Camille host it.
Hannibal.
We'd have Hannibal drop in. We'd have Aziz drop in. I mean, they just have
Aziz.
I wasn't there this night, but they had Robin Williams drop in.
No, what?
I was there when Zach Galifianakis. They just have great comics. So I got to for a year. I got to just sit in that room, always like front row or one row behind it, and like study these people, like live, because you can watch a comedy special and then you can see someone like doing the mental gymnastics or not doing the mental gymnastics and how that's just the level of professionalism that they have at this point.
Yeah. So like you weren't really there for the laughs. You're there to
I
homework.
Still don't do that. People still give me a hard time because I don't laugh, and it's not because I don't think something's funny. It's just because I'm studying it in my head. I'm dissecting why people laughed at it.
And that's so smart, dude, because I go and I'm just like, let's fucking laugh. Let's not pay attention to anything that's going on other than the words that are coming out, but not really know why they're funny. Yeah. Just know that you're laughing.
And long story short, because the beginning of that was a lot longer than I intended it to be.
No, we need to fill time, so please talk as much as you like.
Well, then after I got comfortable and said, okay, now I feel like I have an idea of what people are responding to, what I think my voice in all of this is, and kind of what I think I want to say, or kind of the comedian I feel like I want to be. Then I started going to open mics and just watching. And talk about going from like these LA shows with professionals and then just going to an open mic. And it's night and day. And you're like, oh my God, I could for sure do this. You know what I mean? And
not that like the open micers suck or anything, just because you're going from seeing superstars to like people learning still.
Yeah, and I had never like been to an open mic. I don't think a lot of people
really
have. Because the longer I do comedy and the longer I tell people I do comedy, like people, I don't even think a lot of people that I mention open mics to get the concept of an open mic. I always got what the concept was, but I had never been. What reason would I have to go? Like, if I'm in LA and I'm gonna watch comedy, I'm not gonna go watch an open mic unless you're into that. So then I started watching, and I just found like 3 mics that I would just watch, and I would see people go up every day. Well, I was wanting to figure out like the etiquette of all of it too, like.
Oh yeah.
Is it like how are these people socializing with each other? Is there like some sort of hierarchy? Where is everyone's place within that hierarchy? Is it okay to repeat a joke? And if you do, can you say it verbatim, or are you required to switch it up? And like just studying it. And I did that for like not very long. I did that for maybe a month.
Yeah.
And then I had gone up before a couple times at the Chatterbox, and decided that I was getting comfortable enough there to kind of maybe spread my wings a little bit. Down the street to Glendora, historic Route 66, and that's where I met you. That's where I met you.
That's when you met a bumbling, stumbling idiot named Andrew Gomez. Yeah, man. You've been handling business lately. You are probably one of the busiest comics to come out, and I think a really long time. I don't know a lot of comics, but from hosting different open mics, you not only are you going to open mics, but you're hosting open mics. How's that been for you?
I think it's invaluable. It's I'm learning every day, and I don't ever think that I'll ever be done learning. I think that you're dumb if you think that there's an end to how much you can learn. But it's been great because you just there's so many things that you would never think about unless you were in a position to host. It's not just about the energy of the room, but making sure that the comedians that are going to go up are comfortable and that you're setting a good tone for them, and that you know, there's so many factors that go into it. There's so many factors, there's music and lighting and the list, and then there's so many egos that you're constantly having to balance. And, maybe someone who's doing a little bit better or has a little more clout walks in and wants to be squeezed in, and you want to do that for them. How are the other people going to respond? Is it going to look like you're playing favorites? And then if it looks like that, how do you deal with that? And it's a lot. It's a lot.
It sounds like a lot because when we would just go to open mics, we didn't realize there's a lot of pressure that goes on the host. Not only do you have to keep the energy going if you're having a bad day, or you open the set and maybe you had a bad set and you're gonna have to keep the energy up regardless of how shitty you feel for that bad set. I can't only imagine how hard it is.
And that's the thing. I'm always trying to be better and to try to better myself. But at the point that I'm at right now, if I know in my heart of hearts that I'm gonna have a bad set, if I know that me hosting isn't gonna do anybody any favors by me opening up with a set that I know is mediocre, then I'll just kind of talk to people for a little bit and then just get right in. Is better than me force these jokes that I know are mediocre, and it's gonna put the room in a very weird, it's going to give the room a weird energy for the rest of the night. That's not going to be conducive to anybody else. You're kind of there's so many little things that I can't even remember, but then subconsciously I feel like I have kind of implemented into becoming, at least I hope, becoming better at this thing.
You've grown a lot, dude. Where I've taken a little bit of a break from doing as much open mics and things like that.
But you got the podcast now, man.
Thank you, Gutierrez, whoever you are. I will not stop saying that.
Shout out, Gutierrez.
Shouts out. But I mean, this is going to be a good way for my creativity to be kind of put out there. Not to say that I'm not doing comedy, but this is something that I can do when I'm not working on that.
Because you have a life, and that's the thing. It's I think the reason why it's so easy for me to be working, and when I say working, I mean, I don't know what you qualify working as, but I have the luxury right now of not being in a relationship and not having any children and having a job that's pretty that's pretty chill about me not working all the time, and my rent situation is what it is right now. So I'm fortunate in my situation, and I feel like with you, I mean, you are in a committed relationship, and you do have a job, especially before what happened to you recently. You were working crazy hours.
Yeah, and that's 12 hours a day, just right there,
right?
With not a lot of downtime,
right?
And it gets hard. It gets hard to try to balance and try to have that creative outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, just super proud of you, bro.
Thanks, man.
You have your own podcast.
I do.
I've been a guest on that one a few times.
A handful.
Just maybe like a C cup size worth of.
Is that a handful?
I think a C is maybe a B might be a handful.
I think
maybe like a B size.
Yeah, maybe no. I'll give you a C. I'll give you a C.
A C.
I'll give you a C.
Yeah, I've been on your podcast for about a C cup.
About a C cup.
and it's very popular, very insightful. You interview other comics
Yeah.
and kind of get their stories of how they are. What are some of your favorite interviews from that? Maybe people can download your podcast if they're not already subscribed to it, which I'm sure they probably are.
Well, my favorite episodes on there is.
You don't have to say mine. Trust me, I'm not going to get offended.
No, I mean, definitely the one that we did with this guy JP Johnson, who runs helps run the Redlands show, Laugh Local.
Shouts out to Jean-Philippe.
Shouts out to Jean-Philippe. We did that one. That one was really fun. You were in the background of that one. Kyle Gridley sucking
the
dick
Gridler.
for cocaine was
that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites for
sure. That's a treasure. You know, the Andy Dick thing, maybe. The podcast about me getting molested by Andy Dick. And then
that's so crazy.
Then the Moss Man, Quentin Moscaritolo's going away episode was pretty good. So those are probably like top 3.
Okay, cool. I like that I wasn't really included in there, but kind of.
You were.
Enough, yeah. No, those are all really good episodes. It's funny. I was just scrolling through the onlines, and I ran across an article I just seen Andy Dick, and it said everyone has an Andy Dick story.
Yeah, there's a show at it's at one of the improvs.
Really?
And it's called Everyone Has an Andy Dick Story.
Maybe that's what I came across.
Yeah, they talk about it on their podcast, and I don't know. They didn't really go too much into it, but apparently it's about people getting up and telling their stories of hanging out with Andy.
Getting molested?
If you're hanging out with Andy, you're getting molested.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
No, you don't.
You're getting molested for sure. I wanted to go not to tell my story, because my story, I'm sure, pales in comparison to the other stories that he has. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I kind of wanted to go.
I think you should. It's still a story, regardless.
I just wanted to go watch, man, and then if he showed up, just fucking
You
mad dog.
used me.
I'm
I'm still waiting for my Uber. I walked here. Oh man, that's awesome.
But I'm glad you have this now, man. I'm glad, I think this is going to be fun.
We've been sitting on this for a while.
Long
I've been
time.
sitting on this for a while. We had our artwork done within
Shout out to
Aldrin.
Aldrin for the artwork. And since Aldrin did the artwork and was so generous with all of that, you got to shout out Aldrin's podcast, baby.
Oh yes, please.
It's called Aldrintendo Power.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's Aldrin and the word Nintendo put together. So it's Aldrintendo Power, and it's basically just a video game. I think maybe even specifically Nintendo related news.
Ooh, I like that
podcast. So of course, right now they're talking about the Switch. They're talking about Hot Switch. They're talking about the new Zelda game. Yeah, so shout out to Aldrin.
Subscribe to that.
Yeah, it's fucking great. And shout out to Aldrin for the artwork, and check his potty out. Check his potty out.
His potty
out.
Definitely check out that potty.
It sounds like you want to say potty mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just think of looking at his toilet after he's done with it. Take
Check
a look
out
at that potty. Hey, dog, I left you something. Go check out my potty.
Hey, dude, I'm feeling kind of sick, and I want something to drink. You got any hot potties you can make me?
Ugh, they're not all winners, dude.
Or it's like a Boston guy saying he's going to a party.
Yeah, I'm going to a potty.
I'm going to a potty.
Going to say potty.
Go to some guy's potty. I was at a potty, and I used this guy's potty, and
I had a potty, so I had to use the guy's potty. At a potty.
At a potty.
Oh man. So what else? Where else was I gonna go from there? Oh yeah, dude. All we did was tell Aldrin that we have an idea, and it's Androids and Alligators, and maybe a picture of a robot or a robot fighting a alligator, and he just whipped it up within like 15 minutes.
I would even say like 15 minutes or less.
Yeah,
It was fast.
It wasn't even like there was no reply like, okay, I'll do that for you.
Yeah, it wasn't
the
even.
next text message you got was the picture of it.
Yeah, it wasn't even like. Well, hey, like you said, he just responded with a rough draft of the I guess logo or the artwork, and it was great even from that rough sketch. And
yeah,
it's really like fuck.
And you actually met him at Meltdown, right?
Yeah. See, that's how it all ties in. That's how it all
cool,
ties in. He was part of the Meltdown family. He was part of the Meltdown family, and he's actually been on the Vimeo where they have the artist Dave Clark that I would get the artwork, the posters from. He Aldrin actually was in this documentary about how that was done because was he in the documentary? I think he was, because he got to do the artwork. Aldrin got to do the artwork for one of the Meltdown shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, see.
Everybody's connected, like in these weird little ways. Everyone's connected.
That's why it's good not to be an asshole sometimes.
And it's good to just not be an asshole and put yourself out to all kinds of places.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
And then it's weird to see how they intersect. It's weird to see how like these little completely different things that you think they're all under this umbrella of comedy.
But there's so much that.
There's so many veins in that. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
exactly. And vain people.
And vain people. And a lot of heroin.
Yeah.
But it's not about me, man. This is your podcast.
That's true. That's true.
So if there's anybody listening that doesn't know anything about you, what do they need to know about A3K?
My name is Andrew. I go by A3K. I think I've explained that. And I don't know. This is a new undertaking for me. I had a podcast in the past with a couple buddies called the Why Not Podcast.
I was on an episode of that.
You were on a couple. I'd say about an A cup.
I was on an A cup.
You're about an A cup.
For sure, an A cup.
No, but you were on, so you knew the guys, and just schedules and things like that kind of got the better of us. So that one had to go away. That's where this one's coming in.
I kind of want to listen to that. I kind of want to listen to that little sketch we did because we barely knew each other when we recorded that.
Like barely knew each other. Maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm kind of maybe if it all works out, eventually we could put like a little link to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Section of that podcast.
Because it was a fun podcast, and I want this one to kind of mirror that in some ways, and just go from there. I've been doing comedy, not very well. I've had some big shows that I'm really proud of, but definitely shows that I don't think I was ready for. Not even that I didn't do good, but I wish I was just had better stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
For these times. But things come up and I just had to jump on it. I couldn't say no. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now we got this going, and I'm really excited. There's gonna be a lot more to this podcast. There's gonna be more characters, more guests, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, and if you're saying that you want it to be more in the vein of the Why Not podcast, like I think it's important that people know that was a heavily improvised.
All improv
podcast. It was just majority improv.
Yeah.
Or improv games, and it's something that you thrive at that I am very weak at. But you, just from someone who didn't really know, because I had put all my study into comedy and not much of it into improv. So like coming on to that podcast and seeing you guys like do all these things and all these characters and how these characters had inside jokes with other characters.
Yeah.
And just how it got like more and more layered. It was like really cool to watch.
And I want to bring some of those guys back. Like Dave Grohl is my homeboy.
I know you got your Dave Grohl. I know you got Clint. I know you got
Clint. We got the Hulkster. We got Macho Man. Stone Cold Steve Austin. We got a lot of those kind of guests. But we're gonna be introducing some new guys.
But you know who your my favorite character that you always did that was like my favorite that you would always do?
Who's that?
Your Bill Cosby was great, dude.
Why
don't you give him a little preview of it?
Well, the thing is with Bill Cosby is why'd you do that to me?
I totally put you on the spot. He doesn't really have
I don't do Bill Cosby, but I think that was okay.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
You gotta eat the pudding.
I was thinking, like, who could I set him up to be the worst impression of? I was like, I really loved your Hitler impression. Like, it was great.
Oh,
why don't you give him a little preview? A little taste.
9.
Wow.
I feel like.
Wow.
I mean,
so good.
I've been working on my Hitler these days, so I was ready for it. But
I think my absolute favorite. No, I'm just kidding.
Shoot, go for it, dude. But this is right now. This is a learning experience. We kind of just got the podcast equipment up and running and hit record. So this isn't really structured the way it's going to be in the future. This is just a little taste, a little preview of what's to come. And
Little appetizer.
when should we put these out? Maybe like on a Wednesday.
It's up to you, man. I think that
I think I'm just gonna put it out today.
do it.
Today's Wednesday.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll
Maybe
see.
tomorrow. But yeah, no, I want to maybe hype it up a little bit. But I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for you guys to be listening, and welcome back.
If you and to all you Why Not listeners, that are like, well, is Why Not ever gonna come back? Maybe, but this is the second best thing.
This is what we got right now.
This is what you got right now.
Androids and Alligators. Also, shouts out to our sponsor, Bill Burritos. When you're hungry in a pinch, grab a burrito. It's a cinch.
Ooh, they gave me a different slogan to read.
Oh, did they? What did they give you?
Yeah. Bill Burrito. I suck at reading. Let me.
Oh yeah, it's small font.
Yeah. Bill Burritos, so spicy that you'll be mad and rant about it. I don't know. I don't know. They gave me the wrong one.
I think that was one that I wrote down and I was gonna throw away.
Okay.
It wasn't supposed to be read on the air. Sorry to Bill Burritos and Bill. That was an outtake. We'll fix it in editing.
I think they. Yeah, I was gonna try to save myself. I can't save myself.
Also, another sponsor that we're gonna be bringing on board will be announced next week.
Ooh,
Yeah.
New sponsors every week.
Every week. We don't need.
Yeah. He's gonna shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
We don't need this sponsor.
We definitely need MeUndies though.
Yeah.
Let's
Fast
get
forward,
that going.
500 episodes later, and he's like selling out. Like,
I have like an hour-long intro of just sponsors in the beginning.
Yeah.
But no, this is gonna be cool, man. And I appreciate you.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for hopping on the potty.
The potty.
That's gonna be the thing.
That's
You
a potty.
just got us a new slogan, dude. I think we should run with it.
Welcome to the newest episode of the potty.
Welcome to the potty.
Welcome to the potty. That's good.
I like that.
I like that.
So goodbye for now. Thanks for listening to the potty. And where can they find you on social media, Josh?
They can find me. Where can't you find me these days? I'm just kidding.
Definitely at the Continental Room every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Or
It's, just social media. I think it's like _ Josh Michaels or something like that. The Josh Michaels website.com, just Josh and on iTunes or any podcast app.
Yeah, just Josh and podcast. It's one of my favorites.
It's a hot potty. And
you can drink a hot toddy
you
too.
can drink a hot toddy. Actually, the last episode was called something about hot toddies, or the one before that. Also,
It's all full circle, man.
It's all full circle. Yeah.
Anything else you got going on?
No, I don't. Oh, I mean, other than
Where are you hosting? Where are you hosting these days?
Well, I think it's important to come out on every other Friday. Redlands.
Oh,
Laugh
Laugh Local.
Great
Absolutely.
show. Great fucking show.
Shouts out to Kat and James that put it all together.
Yeah. Kat, James, John, Chris, everybody on the team. Fucking Wangs. Me and Ricky Macias.
Wanger Doodles.
Our Wanger Doodles. We come and wangle and dangle over there. And
Wang Commander.
And yeah, I'm your Wang Commander. That's the other thing I forgot to say in the beginning. Your Wang's Commander. But yeah, every Tuesday, 7:45. Mike starts at 8 o'clock sharp.
And these are all no purchase necessary. So
No purchase necessary. And then if you want to come flap it at Flappy's, if you want to get flappy,
flap it up.
Thursdays at 10. But I think you have to buy one drink.
Oh yeah, that one you do.
Yeah.
Also, you're at the Chatterbox.
The chat room.
He's on chat roulette right now,
Yeah, I'm at
showing
the
off
chat
his
room.
dick.
Yeah, they're having me help out with a few things there too. And so I feel like it's important for everybody to know that that's a hot mic on Thursdays too. Arguably hotter than Flappers.
Oh, if you're gonna go to a mic, stop at the Chatterbox first.
Yeah, and I made a deal with people that if you can somehow prove to me that you went to Chatterbox and supported, that I would do everything in my power to get you time at Flappers, just because I want to be able to support support both.
Hey, that's a really good idea. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, until I stop working at Flappers.
Yeah, well, at least you have it, so might as well. Now that you have it, use it. Because if you don't use it, you lose it.
If
So.
you don't lose it, you and don't abuse it.
Well, I mean,
'Cause
don't refuse it either.
Well, if I'm picking and choosing, I'm bruising each opportunity that I'm snoozing and boozing while I schmoozing with other people.
So if you're at the Chatterbox, make sure you cruise down to
Ooh.
Flaps and.
But definitely
get your
support
time.
both. And if you had to pick and choose, I already used choose. I definitely think Chatterbox is a better option. But you could do both. Why not do both?
Put on your shoes and cruise on down.
Put on your shoes. Put on your shoes and come on down to the party.
This thing has lost its momentum, I feel like, in the end.
Well, it's because we've had technical difficulties scattered throughout.
This thing,
And
we're fixing it.
The
We're working
technical
on it.
difficulties took away from us kessing it up like we usually do.
Actually, yeah.
We
yeah.
usually get a little Kess sleazy. I don't think we've taken a single shot. I think I took one.
Make that Kessler run.
How many
1.2 parsecs.
Oh, there we go.
12 parsecs, my bad.
But yeah, you sign us off.
I'm gonna edit all this out. Don't you worry.
I'm not gonna put any of this.
I'm not even gonna put this up, dude. This is another lost episode. Androids and Alligators.
Like 5 of these.
Yeah, no, that's all I got.
That's all.
Josh, thanks for joining, and we will see you guys next week.